All right, 1 month into flying FPV, and what better way to celebrate than doing a video of this, that, this, that, and this. All right, prescription, not being rude, can't see a thing without them. But I do have a new jacket today. Well, it's not new, it's old, but you've not seen it before. That's important, isn't it? Okay, so look, we're about 1 month into FPV, and I thought what better way to celebrate that than to fly the first FPV thing that I had. And that's this, the DJI Avata. And of course the DJI RC. So I thought I'd fly that back to back with my latest build, the QAV-S JohnnyFPV edition, with the TX16S, both of which will be using the DJI goggles, DJI goggles 2, which are hideously uncomfortable, but more on that in a bit. So I've got one pack of each, 1850, 6S for the QAV. And what I'll probably do is take the Avata out first, give it a rip. Will it freestyle? I don't know, but can you even call my flying freestyle? It's kind of a mess. Can I fly it without crashing? It's probably a more appropriate statement. And then can I fly the QAVS straight after? And what's my direct comparisons? What are my thoughts? And how on earth did I get to this point in the first place? Anyway, as if by magic, let's zip forwards to me with the goggles on and the Avata about to take off. Right. Let's pop you guys on the ground. It's a nice sunny day today. Let's pop you there. There-ish. We'll pop you there. I'll get my goggles on. Now, from what I remember, and hopefully, let's start the recording now. From what I remember, I can't remember where all the switches are for a start. Manual, can I take off in manual mode? I don't think I can, so I'm not going to even try. Let's just take off in normal mode. Oh, this feels so odd already on the other controller. Oh my goodness. This feels odd. This feels odd. Right, enough of this oddness. Let's get up in the air. Let's go into manual mode. Manual. Oh yeah, I have to align the sticks. And it syncs. Right, let's go. Right, these are not the rates that I'm used to. Wow, slow. Okay, well, let's go for a little flight anyway. And, oh my goodness, I nearly crashed. So there's a distinct lack of power from what I'm used to. I remember first time I flew this, I thought, that was close, wasn't it? First time I flew it, I thought, my goodness, there's so much power in this thing. So the first thing I'm noticing now is the distinct lack of power. But I'm not going to dwell on that. Deal with it. It is what it is. It's a Cinewoop. It's smooth. So originally I bought this with the Motion RC and I had great fun with it. And then I decided to get the manual controller, the RC that I'm using now, so I could do some manual flying. And this really was the first thing I flew manually, and I flew all this all of one day before I decided what would be a good idea is to order the Nazgul Evoke, and that came next day. I think it was let's say 1 in the morning when I ordered that, and it came the day after the next day. Whee. So yeah, this was not an impulse buy, but I just fancied doing FPV, but I wasn't really brave enough to go for the DJI FPV straight away, because in all honesty, the thought of it scared me. So ended up getting this. Anyway, what's my thoughts? It flies all right. it flies all right. It's a little bit slow. The rates are different from what I'm used to, but then I've customised my rates on all of my other stuff. So, yeah, I mean, perfectly controllable. If I try being smooth with it, my lovely rubbish pile there that I'm going to burn later. It's so pretty having that down the bottom of the garden. Yeah, so what was the point in me? What was I dribbling on about? Rates, why I got this. Yeah, so I fancied just the FPV side of things, but I was definitely not brave enough to go ahead and try getting a proper FPV and giving that a go, the fear of crashing. So that's how I ended up with this. Had great fun with it. Oh, yeah. Little bit of prop wash there, bit of jitter. But you know what, as it goes, it's not bad, is it? This flies well. Be a bit braver with the whoops, with the flips. Yeah, it flies nice. So what am I noticing? I'm definitely noticing the lack of power to begin with. That nearly got me in trouble and nearly did my favourite thing, which was crashing into a tree. So now I've got that crash, or near crash, out of the way, we can concentrate on having a bit of fun with it. So what I'm noticing straight away is I'm looking at the battery level, and I'm at 65%. That's crazy. You know, by now I'd be well under half if I was in anything else. So this definitely has benefits around the battery and the battery life, for sure. It actually means you can fly for a lot longer and get a lot more practice in. And I'm not noticing any major differences in most flight. It's a little bit less tweaky. It's smoother. If you go slower, it's perfectly fine to fly. It's fun. Let's see if I can manage to do some orbits without crashing into the scooter. I don't like this remote though. This remote is giving me a little bit of cramp in my left hand. I'm trying to pinch grip it, and it's just making my muscles cramp up a little bit. So that's interesting. I don't get that cramping so much with the TX16. I mean, it is a lump, isn't it? But it does the job. Mind those cables. Forgot about them. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. Apart from the controller, dislike. The controller's probably quite good for thumb grip. Oh, there's a lot of you guys that run the smaller controllers, and I was okay with this. Although I did notice when I was playing liftoff with this controller for hours at a time, I'd end up with really sore muscles. Oh, scooter. Yeah, this flies really nice. Enjoying it. Let's see, 55% battery. That's just ridiculous, isn't it? Let's go over here. Let's go over here. Now, I'll probably crash, but might as well have a bit of fun with it. There we go. Ah! It behaves differently. Mind you, would I take my 5-inch down there? Probably not. I don't have that skill yet. Like I say, I'm into my 5th week of flying, so I've completed 4 weeks, into my 5th week. So I've been flying FPV for a month. And what I've noticed is I haven't necessarily started to slow down in terms of what I'm learning, but I've noticed a drop off in the curve. So what I've got to try and do is push myself to learn new things and try new things. Including smashing into swings, is to try new things and just be a bit braver with stuff. Impact detected. Yes, you're not wrong. And when I'm trying these other things or new things, I can learn other stuff. It seems really obvious. Of course, it seems obvious. Let's go over here. But unless you try new things, if you're not crashing, you're not trying hard enough. I don't know who said that before, I'm sure someone said that before, but it makes sense. It was always the case for when I was trying off-road stuff on my motorbikes. If I'm not crashing, I'm not trying hard enough. Do you know what's astonishing is the battery level. Look, I'm still at 41%. Hello. That's so strange. I'm noticing a bit of a drop-off in performance. I'm not using that as an excuse why I just stoved it into the ground, but I'm operating this pretty much at 75% throttle most of the time, not 100% throttle there, look. So it does do okay, but there's a noticeable amount of sag and a dip in the performance as such. Whee. Yes, it's fun. I'm enjoying it. And it's smooth. Battery level low. Oh, let's do one last little fly over here. Go over the paddock, through here. Let's run over the field. Make sure I don't get too far from the signal. And we'll come in through the gate. Can I do that? Can I even get through the gate? I haven't trimmed any of this. Look, I need to trim all of this. It's a right mess. Let's go over the gate. And then we'll come over here. Sketchy. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the throttle's definitely responding less now. I'm having to use more and more. There's no sag compensation, I don't think, on the throttle. You're just where you're at. Now, I can't land this in manual mode because it does really stupid things. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it into normal mode. Oh, that feels so odd. Put it into normal mode. Bring it up here, and I'll land it. There we are. 26% battery. I find that quite amazing, the battery level. Is this even still running? It is, it's still recording, look at that. Oh, here's one for you. Now I was slating the, oh, I can see. I was slating the DJI saying, it keeps stopping recording. It's because I was saying stop recording and I had the voice activation on, so it was doing as I was asking. It was stopping recording. It does overheat, by the way, in 4K 60, but it was taking a good 35-40 minutes to do so. So that's fine. I'm never going to film for that long. Okay, I'm going to get set up with the QAV-S now and take that out for a rip back to back. So let me hop to that and I'll be back with you in a moment. Right, let's pop you on the floor. And we'll get this plugged in. There we go. Take my glasses off. Hop into the goggles. Now let me record from the goggles now. It won't let me. Okay, let me connect first. Switch the profile from my Avata, whatever you want to call it. Switch. Switching. Yeah, the comfort of these things is just awful. I've tried to print out some TPU wedges and smash them in and put a nose piece in and all sorts. I did order one of those foam inserts, you know, the replacement ones, but the nose area was just so crap. I gave up. Let's hit record. So I just gave up, and these are now just hideously uncomfortable. I've ordered another foam insert, which is, I can't remember where it's come from, Whoop Store, I think it is, in the UK. And we'll give that a go. So, let's try not to crash, because I've just been flying that Avata, the DJI thing, and this is going to be completely different. So, let's try to crash. Off we go. Oh, that feels like home. Okay. Ah, lovely. So straight away, what am I noticing? I'm noticing that I really like this controller. And that tree. Really like this controller. So the speed is ridiculous. Obviously, the power is ridiculous. Would I want to fly this thing as a first drone? No. No, I definitely wouldn't. I think this is a first drone would, I think I've overcompensated on the throttle there. This is a first drone would have me running for the hills, I think. Forgotten how to fly it though. So, at 1 month in, where am I at? I'm at a point where I can get this thing to go where I want it to go. I can do some basic tricks. I can have fun flying it. I'm still crashing it a lot. And I'm analysing everything I do after every flight. So I'm trying to look at what I'm flying, and I try to review my footage and see what I could do better, see where I can improve myself. And that's pretty much it. The biggest journey that I've had to undertake in the last month is to not get so frustrated with things. Because it's very easy to get frustrated when it's not going where you want it to, or when it's not behaving the way you'd expect, or you're finding the rates really difficult to deal with, and you can't really get it to go where you want it to go. It's incredibly frustrating, and I've been dealing with that. So where I'm at now, in this kind of 5th week, so after flying it for 4 weeks, or at least flying FPV for 4 weeks, is I can roughly get things to go where I want them to go, and I can have an okay time doing it. And it's nice. It's a pleasurable thing. I think until you get to that point, it is annoying. So what have I been doing to practice? I've been practicing a lot of orbits. Orbits are good for my height control, my throttle management, and yaw control, coordinated yaw. That's been really useful. So some of the slower movements have been a lot of fun to do. I've then been trying to get the rates to a point where I know how much I need to flick things by in order to get to a certain point, look backs, 360s, flips, rolls and so on, to get them to a point where you know roughly where to stop. What else have I been doing? Oh, and crashing. Don't be afraid to crash. You didn't get into this hobby to buy one FPV, unless you did, get into this hobby to buy one FPV and keep it for life. I've gone through a few things. I haven't done any motors, I haven't snapped any arms or anything, but I have done a couple of battery packs, split 1 or 2 open from landing upside down. What else have I done? What else have I done? I've broken a couple of DJI 03 camera units. So I've done one in this, got a scratch on it, and the other one I got a scratch in it, and I tried to polish it out, and I polished it cold, and what ended up happening was I polished it cold and it cracked. Of course it will. Of course it will crack. Oh, those power lines. What are we doing for battery? Doing all right for battery. Until it's a warmer day, packs are starting to last a little bit longer, which is lovely. Oh, I do enjoy this, So comparably, how's this flying compared to the Avata? Well, it's different. Of course, it's different. This is more razor sharp. This has much, but then it's completely different. It's different. How can I compare the two? I can't really. What I can do is tell you that the Avata is a lot of fun to fly, and more importantly, other people fly the Avata and have a huge amount of fun doing it. So that's one thing I noticed. Now this is a good point. So when I first had the Avata, I was flying it with the motion controller, and I felt like an absolute hero because I could get it to fly around trees and fly pretty much wherever I wanted. The speed felt insane. It was a real buzz, but more importantly, I could get it to fly through these crazy tight spots and around trees and get those kind of pro-looking shots. And I thought to myself, there's no way at all that I'm ever going to get that good on one of these drones, you know, on a home-built drone. In fact, there's no way I thought I was even going to buy a home-built drone. Sorry, build a home-built drone, not buy a home-built drone. Under the cables. And yet here I am flying something I've built myself, and I'm really chuffed with. So, the DJI, the Avata. So, yes, the motion controller. I gave the motion controller to my wife, gave her some basic instructions, and she was off flying, hitting gaps and doing all sorts of cool stuff. And, you know, it felt good. She enjoyed it, which was nice to see. I could see that she was enjoying it. And actually brought a smile to her face. And bearing in mind she hates FPV because I spend a lot of time doing this stuff. It's a very time-consuming hobby. This pack is lasting for ages. So Gonang 1850 6S high voltage LiPo. Brilliant, look at it go. You can tell it's getting warmer. So yeah, from that perspective, I did not think I'd be able to hit gaps and do orbits and all that kind of stuff in a proper home-built drone. You know, and I can now, but at the time I thought there's just absolutely no way I'd be able to do it. So the Avata gave me that joy of being able to do those orbits and fly around things and feel like a bit like a pro. I'm not a pro. I've been at this 4 weeks, but I'm enjoying every single minute of it, and I'm getting better, and I can see my improvements. In terms of what I do to practice, I try and push the limits as much as I can. I don't really like crashing this one because I like this drone, but I've still got to push the limits. I've still got to push the limits. If I don't push the limits, I'm not going to learn anything, and that would be daft. I would just stay like this. I become stale. So one of the things I really liked was watching Bardwell's series 3 packs a day, and that inspired me to do, oh goodness me, see, much improvement needed. That inspired me to do 3 packs a day. In fact, I was doing more than 3 packs a day. I was probably doing 4 or 5 a day. And it's fun because it was making me push to get better, to try and improve myself. What am I going to do moving forwards? I'm not going to learn Spang or anything else. I'm just going to keep doing what I can do, which is flying and enjoying it and pushing myself. I'm not going to push too hard. So unplug this. If I push too hard and end up crashing every time I take it out, I'm going to be pissed off. I'm not going to enjoy myself. And if I'm not going to enjoy myself, then what's the point in doing it at all? I'm probably just going to give up. So it's really important to get that balance right from my perspective. And the balance of crashing because you're pushing hard, but also enjoying what you can do and doing it well. There's no point in doing something if you're continually pushing the boundaries and crashing all the time and just annoying yourself. Utterly pointless, so don't do that. Anyway, like I say, I'm 4 weeks in now. I'm no expert, but I'm learning and I'm enjoying the learning experience. So this is a little marker to celebrate blasting through the 500 subscriber, which happened yesterday or the day before. So thank you to all of you new subscribers, and thanks for all the comments. You know, the comments keep me going. You guys keep me going. I produce this content because you're around. So let me know what you want me to cover off next. If there's anything specific, I can go geeky, nerdy, go into coding, or even a beta flight setup or whatever. If you want me to explode some LiPos, I could explode some LiPos. Just let me know. Anyway, my name's Johnny. Channel is Will It Mod, and thanks for watching. Catch you again soon. Ta-da!